It was a quiet summer afternoon when Max moved into the old house at the edge of town. The house was far from modern, with cracked windows, peeling wallpaper, and a front door that creaked like it hadn't been opened in years. But to Max, it was perfect. A fresh start. His parents had just divorced, and this old place felt like a way to escape from everything. The first few days were peaceful. Max spent his time exploring the overgrown yard, the dusty attic, and the creaky wooden floors that seemed to whisper beneath his feet. But on the fifth night, things began to change. Max was lying in bed, scrolling through his phone, when he noticed something strange. The window across from him, one of the few that actually opened, was slightly ajar. It had been closed when he went to bed, so he figured it was just the wind. But then he saw it, a figure standing outside just beyond the glass. At first, Max thought it was a shadow, the kind that flickers when the light shifts. But this figure stood perfectly still, tall and unnaturally thin. Its outline was blurry, almost as if it was moving in slow motion, its shape constantly shifting like it was made of smoke. Max froze, his breath caught in his throat. The figure didn't seem to notice him, but he couldn't shake the feeling that it was watching him. Its eyes, or what he assumed were eyes, glowed faintly in the dark, though it didn't have a face. It was just a silhouette. He blinked, and the figure was gone. Relieved, Max turned over and tried to shake it off, convincing himself that it was just his imagination. He pulled the blanket up to his chin and tried to sleep. But every night after that, the figure came back. Sometimes it was outside the window, sometimes it was in the corner of the room. Max never saw it move, but he felt its presence, watching, waiting. The air around it felt cold, as though it sucked the warmth from the room. It wasn't until the fourth night that he realized something horrifying. The figure wasn't just in the window. It was in his reflection. Max stood in front of his bathroom mirror, brushing his teeth, when he noticed the faint outline of the figure in the glass. He turned to look over his shoulder, but there was no one behind him, only the reflection in the mirror. It was standing right behind him. The figure's face was now clearer, but it was not human. The eyes were hollow and black, deep as pits, and its lips pulled into a thin, twisted grin. Max felt the coldness seep into his skin, his heartbeat quickening. He turned back to the mirror, but the figure wasn't there anymore. It was gone, as if it had never been there at all.